Hello, ladies, and welcome to Sister Friends Coffee, Tea, and Chat podcast. Every lady knows that there is nothing like a chat with a sister friend that will inspire the rest of your day. So get your coffee or your tea, pull up a chair, phone your bestie, and tell them Sister Friends Coffee, Tea, and Chat podcast is on the air. Now, welcome your host, our sister friend, Teresa Houston.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. I'm your host. My friends call me T, and I am so excited that you are here for our very first episode. Yes, Sister Friends Coffee, Tea, and Chat podcast is here. Yes, finally. I'm super duper excited, and I hope that each of you that are joining in today will stick around and be a part of our growth. Sister Friends, Coffee, Tea, and Chat podcast is really a spinoff of our blog. So we have a blog, and the blog name is I Wish Somebody Would Have Told Me That. And I don't know about you, but I wish somebody would have told me some things long before I found myself in situations that I really needed to have that knowledge. And so if you're like me, it could have been after a relationship that had gone real bad. And now you can easily see all of the signs that were once hidden somehow by those mystical things we call eyes. And we just failed to be able to see those things that kept us wrapped up and tied up in what was from the beginning a bad deal. Or maybe it was after crying fruitlessly, late in the midnight hour over spilt milk situations, like only to find out that the spill wasn't so bad after all. Or how about many times you just got your mind to flowing and you begin to think about the outcome of your situation and circumstances, and everything that you built up in your mind was the absolute worst scenario possible. And it just didn't materialize that way. But nonetheless, you increased your anxiety, you increased your blood pressure, and you spent unnecessary sleepless nights all for nothing. All for nothing. And can we dare talk about all of the heartaches and heartbreaks and breakups and breakdowns after bumping our head up against the wall way too many times, and then we get the aha moment that just escaped us for some unknown reason for not only weeks, sometimes months, and yes, sometimes even years. And can we pause when we think about all of the praying, pleading, begging, trying, giving in, giving up, giving it over, starting over, trying again, trying something different, doing way too much, doing everything we need to do, doing everything right, doing everything all wrong at times, doing absolutely nothing. And we had one wish, one simple wish, that the heavens would send us an easy button and show us a clearer direction. Maybe it's true that some people have tried to grace us with necessary wisdom at moments when we desperately needed it, but we flat out missed it. It's possible we couldn't hear it at the time. Sometimes we all are a little too proud and not ready to receive what we need to hear. But now that we've spent our good money, now that we've wasted our finite time, and now that our precious energy and our heart's blood is all expended, none of which we are ever going to get back, the least that we can do, one sister to another, is pay a seed into the future and share those things we know. So what I'm going to do on this podcast is I'm going to share my bits of wit and wisdom. And I'm hoping that through the sharing, we all may come to know something that we didn't know before. Maybe it's something that we overlooked or looked past or acted naive about or was just being silly or dumb for no good reason at all, but a need for a sister friend to come our way, look us in the eye, and tell us so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share from my heart, and I'm going to share some of my own experiences. But honestly, I want to let you know right out the gate that a lot of my God-given inspiration comes from the gleaning and learning from the lives of others. I'm like most of you. You know how it is. We can see and analyze other people's situations so much easier than we do our own. And many times it's after those such encounters that our perspective and response to our own circumstances become amazingly clearer. So if anytime in the podcast you're listening and something bears witness to you, I mean a witness that gets into the soul and makes you want to holler, hallelujah, because you felt that thing, then I only ask that you tell somebody. Tell your friends, tell your frenemies, tell your sister friends, tell everyone who will listen. Don't assume that they already know. No matter how smart, no matter how educated or put together they are, no matter how they look, no matter who you know them to be, there is something all of us still don't know, and there is something that all of us need to know, and there is much more stuff that we want to know. So in 2020, I want us to pick up the motto, share. Yes, share. I want you to share, share, share. I want you to share this podcast. I want you to share your story. I want you to share your truth. I want you to share your healing. I want you to share your wisdom. I want you to share. Find a sister friend as you're going throughout your day, your week, your month. I want you to share. And listen, at the end of the podcast, the announcer is going to give you information on how you can email me. Email me, share, tell me if this podcast is a blessing in your life. Tell me what is going on in your life that's encouraging you, that's supporting you, that's uplifting you, something that you've learned that you think somebody else needs to know this. I'm listening. I want you to share. So that's my wisdom for the day. I hope it blesses you or someone else you know. Don't forget to share the podcast. Join us next time on Sister Friends Coffee, Tea, and Chat podcast. My friends call me T, and I want you to know if words were hugs, you be feeling one right now. Be blessed, sisters, and never miss an opportunity to uplift another sister.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Sister Friends Coffee, Tea, and Chat podcast with your host, Sister Friend Teresa Houston. If you like our show, please encourage another sister friend and share our podcast link. Want to know more about our host? Check out www.teresahouston.com. We absolutely love hearing from our sister friends. Feel free to email us at sisterfriendschat@yahoo.com. Until next time, be blessed, sisters.